Hi everybody, I'm Elizabeth from the Newnan Carnegie Library, and I'm here to do a book review for you today on The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. She also wrote The Night Circus, which I truly enjoyed, and I also really enjoyed The Starless Sea. So The Starless Sea is sort of an interweaving of fairy tales, and on the shores of the Starless Sea, which is located somewhere deep beneath the earth, is a labyrinth of rooms and tunnels that hold all the stories in the world and all of the myths that ever were. And some people have the ability to access those stories through doorways that they find in magic places like the forest floor or painted onto walls, that sort of thing. And this is tropes in fairy tales that you see often. One of my very favorite authors, Neil Gaiman, wrote a book called Instructions, which I also have here today. And Instructions starts out, touch the wooden gate in the wall you never saw before. Say please before you open the latch and go through. So one of his instructions then is to have that life you want to lead, you always go through that doorway. And one of the things about the Starless Sea is that our main character, Zachary Ezra Rawlins, as a boy found a door, painted onto a wall, and didn't take the doorway. And it's always been something that's missing in his life. So then the rest of this story becomes a tale that's told in a series of many narratives, and they begin when Zachary finds a book of short stories at his university that doesn't seem to exist in the records anywhere. And he gets pulled in to a series of stories of lost loves and hidden cities until one of the readings that he opens becomes that story of himself as a boy. And it's the story of that door that he didn't open, that he didn't know he was looking for. On the book that he finds, just like on Miss Morgenstern's book, is emblazoned a bee, a key, and a sword. And these become the clues that pull him into a mystery of how this book could tell his own story, but ultimately also how there is a secret society that's bent on destroying all of those narratives and one that's bent on preserving them. And at the center of that battle and at the center of this story is a love story between fate and time that wraps up Zachary and the person that he falls in love with, and that is resolved in a way that could only involve Zachary. So it's an excellent book. It's a wonderful read. I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend that you pick up a copy of Neil Gaiman's Instructions to read before you read Starless Sea, and to read to your children before you read them any fairy tales, and to read alongside those fairy tales so that they can understand all of those tropes and all of those wonderful things that we believe in our stories about how we want to live our lives and the choices we want to make. So both of these interweave wonderfully, and Erin Morgenstern's book is just awesome. It touches on so many of those fairy tales and on so many of those tropes, and becomes this awesome love story that you'll just really enjoy. So I hope that you'll pick it up. I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I did, and thank you for listening to my review.